This is what it means to be a national anthem, man. This is beautiful. You don't see much. You don't see a lot of fucking national anthems like this. It's just filled with meaning. So now I'm gonna play it again so everyone can see what it means. This touched my heart, man. Damn, Angola.
Oh, pátria, nunca mais esqueceremos os heróis do 4 de fevereiro. Oh, pátria, nós cantamos os teus filhos, tombados pela nossa independência. Honramos o passado, a nossa história, construído no trabalho o homem novo. Honramos o passado, a nossa história, construindo no trabalho o homem novo. Angola vai ter revolução, pelo poder popular, pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação. Angola vai ter revolução, pelo poder popular, pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação. Levantemos nossas vozes libertadas para a glória dos povos africanos. Marchemos combatentes angolanos, solidários com os povos oprimidos. Orgulhosos lutaremos pela paz com as forças progressistas do mundo. Orgulhosos lutaremos pela paz com as forças progressistas do mundo. Angola vai ter revolução, pelo poder popular, pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação. Angola vai ter revolução, pelo poder popular, pátria unida, liberdade, só povo, uma só nação.
Love it. Love this. Beautiful. Beautiful song. Beautiful national anthem. Today we landed in Angola. Let's go. Started off with a banger. Now we go back to our good friend geography now. This dude.
You know, I once went to Denmark and I bought a sandwich that was $21. In some parts of Angola, that's actually considered a good deal.
Huh?
Welcome to the country that has the world's most expensive city.
Damn, what the
It's
fuck?
time to learn geography.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Paul Barbado. You're probably still wondering about that sandwich, but first, let's dissect the flag. The flag of Angola is actually pretty intriguing because it's one of the few countries that has a flag that tries to imitate another flag. The colors black and red. Black representing Africa, red representing, you guessed it, the blood of those who fought for Angola. And in the middle is the Angolan emblem. The emblem is a machete with half a cogwheel, positioned in a way that somewhat imitates the old former USSR's flag of the hammer and sickle. The machete representing peasantry and agriculture, the half cogwheel representing industry, and a star on top representing the progress of the country, all colored yellow to represent the wealth of the nation. Now you're probably wondering, why does Angola have a flag that tries to imitate this former Soviet Union's flag? Well, we'll get into that later, but first let's talk about the political geography. In terms of its political geography, Angola is located on the western coast of the southern part of Africa, bordering the Atlantic Ocean on the west, bordered by 4 other countries. You would think Angola is bordered by 3 other countries. However, in the north there's that one little small province called Cabinda. This little small sliver of land, barely larger than the size of Delaware, is so important to the Angolan country due to the fact that it produces and contains over 60% of Angola's oil reserves. Now this small little piece of land touches the Republic of Congo, making it the 4th country that technically borders Angola. Now, just like Albania that we studied a few weeks ago, Angola is a coastal country, but it doesn't really have many many coastal islands. It only has about 2. Kwanda Island in the north, which operates as a administrative town that manages the logistics of the oil companies in Angola, and Baía dos Tigres, which actually used to not even be an island. It used to be a peninsula. It was connected to the mainland by a small little thin isthmus. However, back in the 70s, the ocean completely engulfed and destroyed the isthmus and the one water pipeline that fed the one town on the island, which was named Tigres. Tigres used to be a fisher town. However, after that one freshwater pipeline that broke, almost overnight the entire town was evacuated, and today Baía dos Tigres is a ghost town. The capital of Angola is Luanda, which is an African architectural wonder.
Let's look that up. Baía dos Tigres. Dos Tigres. Holy shit. What the fuck? Damn. Holy. Bro, this is the ghost town of all ghost towns. Holy shit. Damn, they just gave up? Holy. Damn. Okay.
Mostly built off of the oil industry money that Angola thrives off of. A large portion of their everyday amenities have actually been imported, and which is why everything is so expensive. For example, a typical sandwich could cost $26, a pair of jeans $240, and don't be surprised to see a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment go for rent for between $10,000 to $15,000
How
a
rich
month.
are they?
Now, Angola actually has a lot of different kinds of landscapes. In the north and northeast, you can see a lot of tropical jungles and rainforests. In the center area, you can find lots of flat plateaus and savannas. The further east you go, you find a lot of dry hills and mountains. And the further south you go along the coast, you find desert lands and dry, arid landscapes. When you go to the Mojico province and the east side, you see this leaf-shaped pattern from satellite images. And that's actually a really intricately, widely dispersed section of rivers that actually kind of looks like a leaf. If you actually zoom in on these satellite images, you can possibly find native tribal towns and areas that are uncharted and unmarked on the map, but where the people still live in mud huts and thatched roof houses. Now, Angola's land is actually very rich in resources and has huge potential for land cultivation. And actually, at one point during Portuguese colonization, Angola actually used to produce almost every single major crop except for wheat, and had a huge coffee, banana, and maize export sector. However, now agriculture is at a very small fraction of what it used to be. In fact, they only produce about 1% of the coffee exports that they used to prior to 1975. The problem is that Angola went through a civil war. And during a civil war, you don't really have a lot of time to invest in your infrastructure in your country. And that either slowed down or completely halted most of the agricultural exports.
Also keep in mind, landmines were planted everywhere.
However, the country is trying to make a comeback as best as they can. To this day, over 95% of all of the exports actually comes from oil. Now you're probably asking, why did Angola go through a civil war? What's all this stuff going on? Let's discuss that in demographics. As of 2014, Angola has about 22 million people with conservative estimates. And there are 3 main people groups.
Ew, he
the
forgot that
Ovimbundu,
part.
the Ambundu, which by the way, Christian people
Look at
groups.
that tiny chunk.
The Ovimbundu, the Ambundu, which by the way, Chris Tucker has a possible genealogical tie to,
Hey.
and the Bakongo. Other minority groups exist as well that make up the remainder of the population, like the Ovambo, the Chokwe, and the Klindonga people. About 2% of the population is mestizo, or mixed between black and white. Also, about 1% of the population is European, mostly
Oh, of
Portuguese.
course.
And surprisingly, about 1% of the population is also
What the
Chinese.
fuck?
In the past few decades, China has actually had a huge influx of immigrants come to Angola, mostly for business. We'll discuss that in a
1%.
little bit. That's actually quite impressive, considering that Angola had absolutely no ties to China prior to 1975, just a few decades ago. Now, the official language of Angola is actually Portuguese, due to the fact that Angola was a Portuguese colony for over 400 years until 1975. Now, we've been discussing the people, we've been discussing a little bit of the history. Let's explain a lot more about this in the Friend Zone.
400 years is crazy.
Now, when it comes to friends, Angola is kind of in a weird diplomatic limbo, and it all has to do with, you guessed it, the Civil War. Long story short, Angola was kind of like the Korean War and the Vietnam War, in which it was a proxy war in large part affected by the Cold War, where the Soviets took over one side and the Western alliances took over the other side. However, it's interesting because in this war, China actually took the side against the Soviets. That made the Angolan Civil War one of the few times that the US and China actually fought alongside of each other for a common cause. Eventually, the MPLA won, or the Soviet-backed up side. However, in the 90s, Angola dropped the whole communism thing and adopted more of a US and Western-friendly government style. This means that Angola is caught in a weird state in which they still have this tie to the former Soviet Union nations, even though they dropped the whole communism and ideology thing, while they are still progressively making friendships with the West and the US, even though they spent countless years and resources fighting against them. Now, when it comes to China, China still holds on and has huge ties to Angola diplomatically and economically. In fact, to this day, Angola has just surpassed Saudi Arabia as China's #1 oil exporter. And in return, China has been investing tons back into Angola. They even built an entire neighborhood called Nova Cidade de Calimba in the south of Luanda with 750 apartment complexes. Unfortunately, the project didn't go so well. The apartments were too expensive, and to this day, less than 10% of the area is occupied. The rest is pretty much a ghost town. Now, in terms of their best friends, Angola would probably consider Brazil and Portugal their best friends, even though Portugal had occupied them for over 400 years. After they had received their independence, they still maintained friendly ties to their former colonizer. Brazil, which also used to be a Portuguese colony, not only shares a linguistic similarity with Angola, but also has a huge business sector that they share with Angola as well. Not only that, but they also relate with each other relationally, because a large portion of the black people in Brazil have possible ties to Angola during the Portuguese slave trade. They love each other. Also, Mozambique is kind of seen as like the little brother of Angola, who kind of wants to imitate him. In conclusion, Angola has gone through more shifts and changes in the past 40 years than it ever has in its entire history, and it's still changing today. Angola is definitely one of those countries you'll want to keep your eyes on.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Antigua and Barbuda are coming up next.
It's a young ass country. Oh, holy shit! He made a whole brother made a whole playlist. I kind of have to go with it, man. Let's see. Super quick history.
Hello everyone and welcome to
Stefan.
Mr. Here we see Africa, and this here is Angola. Now come on, let's see what it has to say for itself, shall we? The first people to make Angola their home were the hunter-gatherer Khoi and San peoples. These hunters, however, became the hunted when they were kicked out by the Bantu-speaking peoples from here in about 500 BC. This was part of the so-called Bantu expansion, when the West Central Africans began invading Eastern and Southern Africa and essentially taking over. Now these new people were not united. They spoke related Bantu languages, but were separated by tribe into groups like the Ovimbundu, Ambundu, Congo, Chokwe, and Ambo. The centuries went by and the dearth of written sources makes Angola's history very hazy, but by the late 1300s the Congo Kingdom was established in Angola by Lukeni Luanimi, who conquered the kingdom of Mwene and made Mbanza Congo the capital of the Congo Kingdom. One of Congo's vassal lands was known as Ndongo, which had its own kings called the Ngola. It is from this word that modern Angola gets its name. Congo society thrived on trade and was very much agrarian. Villagers would farm an area of land until it could yield no more, move elsewhere and repeat. Oh, and they also used seashells for money. 100 would get you a chicken, 30,000 a male slave. Then in 1483 the Portuguese arrived, led by explorer João Gocao. And don't let his scowling face fool you, he was very pleased at what he saw. Opportunity. Now the Portuguese at the time were mainly focused on finding a route around Africa to get to India for trade, which they did, but all the ensuing exploration of the world extended their plans. A big change came with the Portuguese colonization of Brazil in South America. There they found enormous stretches of land promising immense wealth, and as human beings are impatient and they did not want to slowly settle it to work the land and reel in profit, they wanted to work all the land now. So what do you do if you want to quickly work a huge amount of land without the numbers to do it? You get others to do it. This is where Angola comes in. Portugal established strong ties with the Congo leaders, who were very eager to get their hands on European cloth, wine, and above all, firearms. To this end,
ATF. That's really just ATF.
They traded ivory, gold, and, above all, slaves. This is worth noting. African slaves were sold with the full permission of African leaders. Angola had always had slavery, only now Angolan leaders found a way to make some serious money with it. Estimates vary, but certainly more than 1 million Angolans were sold into European slavery, most ending up on plantations in Brazil. Once Portugal fully realized the value of Angola, it set about establishing more control, setting up ports and cities like Luanda in 1576. Portugal kept mainly to the coast, rarely venturing into the sizable interior. So business continued with typical hiccups now and then, notably when Portugal had to deal with a very determined woman, Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba. After trying diplomacy, she took up arms against the Portuguese to rid her lands of their colonial efforts. Then the Dutch arrived, took Luanda and began taking over. Queen Nzinga allied with the Dutch and led her army to beat the Portuguese. For some years the Dutch were in charge, but the Portuguese came back with their bros from Brazil, led by a guy with maybe the coolest mustache in the world, and reconquered Angola, compelling Queen Nzinga to retreat. She would sign a peace treaty with Portugal in 1657. So things went on and the world changed, and finally, in 1834, the slave trade was abolished in Angola. Of course, sneaky people tried to keep it going, so Portugal had its buddy Britain step in to help enforce the ban. But while things were improving in this respect, there was still a lot of problems. The Portuguese minority imposed serious political and economic restrictions on the black and mixed Angolans,
Of course.
and anti-Portuguese sentiment and attacks began to rise. By 1917, Portugal had subdued the entire land area, naturally accomplished by warfare.
Wait, that's a lot of words.
By 1917, Portugal had subdued the entire
Scramble for Africa.
land area, naturally accomplished by warfare, which even more naturally heightened the anger of the Angolan people. The ballooning anger finally burst in 1961, when the Angolan War of Independence began. These three nationalist groups fought Portugal, but could not themselves unite or agree with each other. Portugal was on the cusp of military victory when, in 1974, the government in Portugal was toppled, and the new one favoured freedom for Angola. Communist MPLA leader Agostinho Neto seized Luanda and became the first president. So Angola was free from Portugal, and if you think Angola was happy, you're wrong. Remember those three contentious groups? Well, two of them immediately started fighting each other, convinced their own ideas were better. And what's more convincing than having a gun pointed at your head? Thus began the Angolan Civil War, which quickly became a Cold War conflict, with the Soviet Union and United States providing weapons to the sides they supported. It dragged on for 26 years and left some 500,000 people dead. The left-wing MPLA, headed by José Eduardo dos Santos, had come out on top by 1992, but strong opposition remained, simmering in the person of Jonas Savimbi, until he was finally killed in battle 10 years later. Angola has since struggled on through its efforts at rebuilding the shattered country, suffering political corruption and a horrible 2016 drought, which was the last thing a very rural country needed. But hope remains and optimism is high for the future of Angola. Infrastructure is improving via EU and Chinese investment, and the economy is growing very quickly, and the potential of the nation's abundant natural riches has scarcely been tapped, and one can only hope this helps lift the impoverished 50% out of their impecunious state. What do you think lies ahead for Angola? Comment below, but for now, bye-bye.
They're barely out of that shit. Holy fuck. Yo, wait a minute. This guy been watching the same shit as me. Angolan Civil War. Shall we get into it? Yes, we shall. Wait, let me see who this is. It's a great guy. Damn. This guy has a bunch of shits.
This time, Sark, in this video, we are
Too upbeat of an intro for a fucking civil war, bro. This shit lasted 20 something years.
looking at the Angolan Civil War. So first of all, we need to look at the influence of Cuba within Africa, as this will become very important when we look at Africa in general, and especially the Angolan Civil War. So after the Cuban Missile Crisis, the relationship between Cuba and the USA remained hostile, and the US were fearful about the further expansion within the Americas, which meant that they supported brutal anti-communist regimes, and Cuba wanted to export their ideas of revolution based upon Che Guevara. So throughout 1960, many countries in Africa gained independence, but because they were left without effective governments or civil services, there was much civil strife within the countries. so Cuba provided support to the developing political parties that either advocated Marxist or socialist views. So now we need to look at Angolan independence, as along with Mozambique and Guinea-Bissau, Angola was a colony of Portugal, and Portugal were one of the last European powers to relinquish its hold on its colonial subjects. And the Portuguese government was also a right-wing authoritarian dictatorship, and it was only tolerated within the NATO alliance due to its anti-communism. However, after the Carnation Revolution in April 1974, which was where military officers in Portugal launched a coup which successfully overthrew the Estado Novo authoritarian regime, the new leaders of Portugal announced that they would return the country to democratic rule, introduce economic reforms and get rid of their colonies, which included Angola. So this meant that a joint settlement called the Alva Agreement was signed by all three parties in January 1975, and we will learn what these three parties are in a minute. And they agreed to hold elections, and the deadline for the withdrawal of the Portuguese was to coincide with the start of Angola's independence on the 11th of November 1975. However, there was a lack of trust between the three separate liberation movements, and with intervention from outside powers, the country was soon involved in a civil war. So I'm going to look at the three-way battle for power, as the insurgency fighting for Angolan independence was already divided into three separate guerrilla factions, and the interim government that the Portuguese had set up had consisted of each of the different factions. However, whilst the three had the same aim of Angolan independence, the Portuguese withdrawal meant that the civil war erupted within the country. So the three factions were the MPLA, and the MPLA centred in the capital and Luanda, and they were headed by Agostinho Neto. And they also had significant control within the lucrative oil fields on the Atlantic coastline. They were also socialist in their ideology, which meant that they had been receiving aid and training from both the Soviet Union and Cuba before Angola had even received independence. Castro saw the conflict as a chance to spearhead the spread of communism within Africa, and Cuba's eagerness to be involved also meant that the Soviet Union became more heavily involved as well. The next thing to look at is the FNLA, and the FNLA had started a separatist movement in the north under the leadership of Holden Roberto, and they had strong ties to Roberto's brother-in-law Mobutu Sese Seko, and Seko was a US-backed dictator in the neighbouring country Zaire. So this meant that the FNLA were able to receive covert aid from the USA, Israel and other countries via Zaire. Aid to the FNLA had begun in June 1974 when China had sent 120 military advisors of aid to the FNLA. In January 1975, they had received $300,000 in covert funding from the USA. Even though China had also supported the FNLA, the US supported them to undermine the Soviet-backed MPLA. In July 1975, the US Secretary of State Henry Kissinger persuaded Gerald Ford to send $25 million of supplies and $16 million in arms. Zaire also sent aid because they didn't want a Marxist government neighbouring them. The US also persuaded the South Africans to become involved in the war, and South Africa were keen to prevent the MPLA taking control, because if the MPLA government took control in Angola, it would provide a base to which the African National Congress, which is the current governing party in South Africa and the opposition to the apartheid regime during 1960, could launch an attack upon the apartheid system. They also didn't want the MPLA turning Angola into a launching pad for attacks on its client state, Namibia. But due to the apartheid regime, US support of South Africa was done in complete secrecy, and Gerald Ford denied any encouragement of South African involvement. But once the South African involvement was widely known, China removed their advisors from the region, and the Ford administration was faced with opposition to the conflict in Angola. So the final party is UNITA, and UNITA had emerged in 1966 when its leader Jonas Savimbi had broken away from the FNLA to create his own liberation movement. They had started off as a left-wing movement, and it had been presented as a Maoist-schooled alternative to the MPLA. However, by 1974, Savimbi had moved to the right to become a staunch anti-communist. So this meant that UNITA's main backers were the
Motherfucker
USA
just switched
South Africa.
sides entirely.
So now we need to look at the actual Angolan civil war. As in October 1975, the FNLA, who were supported by South African forces, advanced towards the capital Luanda. This meant that the two sides clashed head-on in fierce fighting in November 1975. The Cubans were able to stop the South African advance at Ibo, in which was a decisive victory. So this meant that on the 11th of November, which was the date of Angolan independence, Agostinho Neto declared a new socialist People's Republic of Angola, and he was the first president. The Angolan Civil War was not over yet though, as in January 1976 there were 12,000 Cuban troops within Angola, and they significantly helped the MPLA in reaching final victory by March 1976, and this was where they were recognised by both the Soviet Union and then the Organisation of African Unity a little bit later.
Hey.
But despite this, the civil war within Angola continued, and the People's Republic of Angola were mainly supported by the Cubans, where over 337,000 served in the country. Now, whilst the Cubans did start the withdrawal of Cuban troops in 1977, they did promise a military aid if the People's Republic of Angola faced external threats. They also sent waves of doctors, teachers and engineers into Angola, while thousands of talented Angolan students received scholarships to study back in Cuba. So this Cuban intervention in Angola lasted until the end of the Cold War. So now we have to look at the American position in terms of the Angolan Civil War, as the Angolan Civil War had occurred at a time of détente. However, the Ford administration thought that the Cuban intervention into Angola was done as a Soviet proxy. So this would mean that it went against the principles of détente. The further fact that a Soviet victory in Angola so soon after the North Vietnamese victory also eroded US faith in détente as a good method of foreign affairs. This meant that the US didn't want to be seen as losing Angola. It also didn't want to lose the support of Zaire, as if the US didn't support Angola, Zaire may have concluded that the US were not interested in this area, and that would have moved them into an anti-American position. On the other hand, a stance of neutrality would prevent a costly intervention so soon after the Vietnam War, and it would prevent the US from international criticism. Angola was also not a significant threat to the US economic and strategic interests, so this meant that there wasn't a need for military intervention. The fact that the MPLA were only slightly more left-leaning than the other groups also meant that the ramifications of losing Angola would not be that severe, and in December 1975, the Director of Central Intelligence, William Colby, admitted that the only reason why the US gave aid to the FNLA was because the Soviets are backing the MPLA. However, the US couldn't continue its covert aid for the FNLA because it would have aligned themselves with the apartheid regime in South Africa. Instead, they allowed South Africa to do all the dirty work for the Americans, whilst they denied any collaboration with them. During the Reagan years, financial aid and diplomatic protection was sent to UNITA though, in order to fight against the Cubans and the MPLA, and both Reagan and George H.W. Bush hosted Jonas Savimbi at the White House.
Wow.
And this was despite the fact that his organisation was known to traffic in conflict diamonds, conscript child soldiers, and impose strict discipline in its ranks through burning dissenters at the stake. But the MPLA also had a very poor human rights record. So finally, we just need to look at the Soviets' position, as due to the Sino-Soviet split in 1961, the Soviet priority in 1974 was to make sure that China did not gain at the expense of the USSR. So the Soviets had interpreted the US and Chinese aid to the FNLA as a Sino-American attempt to increase influence in developing countries. Now, although Kissinger acknowledged that the two countries had parallel views upon Angola, it was not a joint collaboration. The Soviet Union also believed that their actions in Angola were in line with détente, and this was because détente didn't mean keeping the status quo, and the Soviet Union had a legitimate right to aid people fighting for their liberation. This was the same position taken by Castro, who was committed to socialist international cooperation to support freedom and liberation. But ultimately, the Soviet Union wanted to avoid exposing themselves to the accusations that they would not support progressive and Marxist liberation movements, especially in developing countries. Therefore, intervention in Angola would be able to increase their own influence, whilst also undermining the influence of both China and the USA. So thank you for watching this video, and see you soon. Bye.
Is it still MPLA? Angola president. Blah 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 blah. MPLA. Jose Eduardo. Yo, ain't this this motherfucker who just killed a bunch of people? Bro, this dude, bro. This dude just wants power. Holy shit. This is fucking clan hopper, bro. Blah blah blah. Yo, this dude. Fucking hell, bro. Double simultaneous first past the post voting. Two terms. Okay. I like that. Let's see who this dude is. What party he's in. Oh, it's the MPLA. So it's still the MPLA. See what happened in 2010. Angola 2010. Oh, the Cup of Nations? Huh. Who the fuck is attacking Togo? Cabinda. Angolan. Oh, this rich area. Damn. Why they attack the fucking Togo though? Fuck did they do? Holy shit. Damn. Constitution. Three constitution. Reason? What prompted this shit, man? Primary reason. Okay, end of Angolan Civil War. Is it 2010? 2002. Okay. 26 fucking years. Holy shit. See, Angola. I might have to give the history a 10, man. This is some cool, crazy shit. Like, they got the fucking... that weird dude with the diamond smuggling plus child soldier in fucking US White House 2 times. Motherfucker, a clan hopper, a power hungry fucking dude, and they got the MPL. They got Cuba in there too. Crazy, rich ass history, man. 400 years of Portuguese fucking colonization. Crazy shit. But let's see the. Yeah, let's look at the food first. Why did that? Angola GDP per capita. Huh? How do Angolans live? Who's paying for that? Holy shit. Who the fuck? Is it only for the rich? Let's look at what this guy said, bro. Holy shit. Was born in Luanda. Oh, moved to DC. He's lucky. For political reasons. Claudio Silva. Is he related to that fucker? Cause, you know, that would be crazy. Angola. Angola. Father. When he was 5 years old. How old are you now? Huh. Oh, holy shit. Nobody has the money to pay for this shit, bro. Holy fuck. Oh, it can't be rich. Let's finish this. This place is not like others. It's good. But what type of feeling, man? Yeah, crazy. America is crazy. He's just saying they're stupid, bro. Mongolia. Nobody can pay for this shit, bro. 2,800 GDP per capita? Holy shit. Yo, this dude lived everywhere. Oil industry. Holy shit, so the capital is only made for foreigners. Fucking immigrants, man. Call it expats. Immigrants. Huh. Wait, let's listen to some Angolan music, man. This is fucked up. Angolan music. Holy shit. Oh, that's a whole bro, that's 36 songs, bro. Holy shit. Who made this weak ass playlist? Alright, let's see. Bro moved back and immediately made this Luanda nightlife. Huh? '88, first grade, 95, 94, 95. So he got out. Ndongo. 10 million slaves. Crazy. 10% died on the journey. Killed. Can't say died, killed by the slave owners. The slave traders. Crazy. Hey, he know it. Very recent, really recent. This is crazy shit. The 70s? That's 2.5, 3 generations ago. It's not even that far. It's bad. This is like Dubai or some shit. Holy shit. I don't know, man. I don't know if I like it. 50% under poverty. They got a rich ass town with, let's see, see, not free, bro. They just wrote not free. It's gotta be corruption, man. How do you make a city with just straight only rich people are the ones are the immigrants who just came in from oil companies and corrupted politicians probably and their families. What the fuck? They didn't even set. Bro, 20 years is more than enough to set up fucking logistics. Agriculture. It's easy. It's not that hard. Let me check. Algeria poverty rate 6.7. Oh. Afghanistan poverty rate not given, half. Angola. This is not acceptable. Getting a 1, bro. Holy shit. I agree with the socialism part, but this is not working. They're not socialisming. What the fuck is going on? You got a bunch of oil money and then you keep it? This is not socialism. The fuck? Food? I don't even know if they got food, bro. Seeing as everything has to be shipped in. Holy shit. Trying Angolan food. I'm just trying to see Angolan food. Damn.
Angola
Fuck, I forgot to buy alcohol.
is a beautiful country located in southern Africa, is a land blessed with a rich cultural heritage and an incredible culinary tradition. With a history marked by centuries of colonization, try Angolan with palm oil spices. Chicken muamba is a delectable dish and a staple in Angolan cuisine. It consists of chicken cooked in a rich, flavorful sauce made with palm oil, onions, garlic, tomatoes, okra, and a blend of aromatic spices. The dish is usually served with rice, cassava, or fung, a type of starchy porridge. Muamba de Galina is not only delicious but also highly nutritious, as it contains a variety of essential nutrients including protein, vitamins, and minerals. Kalulu. Kalulu is another delicious Angolan dish featuring dried fish or meat, typically served with vegetables such as eggplant, okra, and sweet potato leaves. The key to this dish's unique taste is the use of red palm oil, which adds a distinctive flavor and color to the meal. Kalulu is typically served with fungi, which acts as the perfect accompaniment for soaking up the rich, flavorful sauce. If you're a fan of fish or meat stews, Kalulu is a must-try dish during your culinary exploration of Angola. Fungi de bombo. Fungi de bombo is a popular Angolan side dish made from cassava or corn flour, similar to polenta or grits. It is prepared by mixing the flour with water and continuously stirring the mixture over low heat until it reaches a thick, smooth consistency. Fungi de bombo is often served with meat, fish, or vegetable stews, providing a starchy base that complements the rich flavors of Angolan cuisine. Mufete de cacuso. Mufete de cacuso is a delicious fish that is popular in Angolan's coastal regions. It features grilled or fried fish, typically tilapia or red snapper, marinated in a blend of garlic, onions, lemon, and spices. The dish is traditionally accompanied by cassava, sweet potatoes, and palm oil beans, which provide a balance of flavors and textures that make this dish a true Angolan delight. Cocada amarela. Cocada amarela is a scrumptious dessert that is perfect for those with a sweet tooth. This Angolan treat is made from grated coconut, sugar, egg yolks, and butter, resulting in a rich, creamy, and then it's mixed with a variety of pastries north.
This is all dessert?
Dungo is an absolute must-try when exploring Angolan cuisine. Muzongui. Muzongui is a delicious Angolan dish made from goat meat,
I'm trying to watch
typically
someone
slow
eat it.
cooked in a flavorful marinade of garlic, onions, tomatoes, and spices. The slow cooking
it's this
process
dude again,
ensures
bro.
that the
This
meat
dude
is
be fucking
tender
shit
and
up.
infused with the rich flavors.
Hey, okay.
You need your bed after this meal, you know. You need to call for reinforcements. Call the Red Cross. They call the UN.
He got that Kawhi Leonard ass laugh.
Reinforcements. Call the Red Cross. They call the UN. Tell them to come carry me home because this is what you call hearty, heavy-duty food. This is Angola.
Welcome to my series where I showcase the very best of African restaurants in London. Today, I've stopped off at Otino's in Camden for a taste of big, bold, hearty flavors of Angola. Stay tuned.
To the bang, my fellow This Food Bangs viewers. Listen, today I'm at Otino's in Camden. First time I came here 4 years ago, I was a waiter. The second time I came here 2 years ago, I was a cook.
My hand is hurting. Can you see the sweat? Camera. Every time they get me here, I've got to earn it. Mama, thank God it's you and it's not me.
Today, finally, they've allowed me. I'm a customer. It's traditional. It's Angola. Come on. All right? And we are here to get a taste of Angolan cuisine. Now, they do Portuguese food in here, but they also do Angolan dishes like the muamba, the funge, the something galinha. All right? We're going to munch today. Let's go. But before we go in, please, if you're a viewer, subscribe.
Run restaurant
Come on,
serving
man.
traditional Angolan and Portuguese dishes. They have been serving the community for 19 years. Meet Pedro. He is the son of the founder and owner of Otino's.
Come back.
Come
You know
on
what I
now.
mean? It's in 2 year spells. Always in 2 year spells. Man. Come on.
Third time lucky?
Third time lucky. Last time you put me to work.
Ah.
First time
Yes.
I was a waiter.
That's right.
Second time I was a cook.
Correct.
Today, hopefully, am I coming in as a customer? You're not gonna allow me this time. Because you man made me work.
You gotta work for the food, bro.
I've got to work for the food every time, bro. Every time. You made me work, man.
Yeah, I think you're lucky today though. Mumsy was a step ahead of us.
I know.
She came nice and early, she prepped everything. So I think today you're gonna be a lucky day, be a customer only. That's who you're gonna be.
Come on, that's what I like to hear. Yes, man. So, listen, Otino's.
Yes.
Man. I came here 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And it was all doom and gloom.
Yes.
Because of COVID.
Yes.
And then 2 years later,
Yes.
it was up and running.
Correct.
Things were looking lively
Correct,
for Otino's,
correct,
thank
correct,
God,
correct.
thank God.
Yes.
How is
Yes.
it now, 2 years after
Yeah,
my last visit?
Yes, we're still rocking and rolling. I mean, the beauty about it, or the positive thing about it, right now, we got a sister, as you know, Denise.
Yeah.
She's holding the ship, the flagship. She moved to Dubai. She's opened an Otino restaurant in Dubai right now.
Damn.
You know,
Big moves, big moves.
Yes. So check it out. Whoever goes to Dubai, Otino restaurant.
They
in
making
Dubai.
money.
Yes, please. Just take away at the minute, and then potentially soon we will open something else up there, maybe.
Wicked. Let's start with the origins.
Yeah.
I think that's where
Let's
a
do
good
it.
place to
All
start.
right. Okay. So, so as you know, my mumsy is from Angola, born and bred in there. My dad was born in Madeira, but as 3 months old, all his family went to Angola. So he spent most of his life there as well, done the army and everything there, until the war kicked off. And so they had to evacuate Angola because of the war. So then they went to Portugal. That was it. And then in terms like Mumsy always likes to introduce new flavors,
got
new
kicked out.
spices here and there. And we brought a little bit of everything from Portugal to Angola.
And then you brought it
to London.
to London.
The reason why we named the restaurant Otino is my dad's name is Florentino.
Oh.
And so most of, and you know, you gotta twist your tongue. You gotta have a hot potato. Say Florentino.
Florentino.
So like too much. So they said like Tino. So that became his nickname. And before we know it, and everybody now just knows him from Tino.
That's
Tino
mad.
from Camden.
That's
you know
mad.
what I mean?
Florentino sounds really sexy.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
You
Otino's
gotta say
has
like
got more of a-
Florentino.
it's got more. I get it. It's got more of a vibe. How important is this Angolan
food to the community? Like why is it so important?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of places out here in London that do Angolan dishes. And because we work closely with the embassies as well now, we were only a handful, and i.e. the origin of my mom, where she's from, you know, it gives a great satisfaction for her to do all of this.
I miss her so much, me and Mom. We go way back.
Yeah, Mama and I definitely go way back. Last time I came here, she taught me all there is to know when it comes to funge and mwamba de galinha.
Now what is funge? When I hear funge all the time. What is it? Is it
just water and some flour.
So it's water and flour. And okay, so this is the flour you make it to make funge.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuba.
Vermelho. Nice. So then you keep stirring it until it becomes thick, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So because you need a consistency to take the liquid sort of consistency as well. So it needs to be hard, it needs to be firm, so that when you pinch it, because we're going to eat with our hands, right?
Yeah.
We're going to pinch it, come on, real African. That's why I didn't bring my knife and fork today. No knife and fork today, because we're eating with our hands, West Africa style. Now it's getting thicker. You don't want any lumps in there, so what you do is that you try and smooth it out so that it gets rid of all the lumps. Smooth out the lumps.
She even had me cooking funge. Funge requires a lot of elbow grease and muscle, and I completely embarrassed myself.
Okay, and I'm just like that. Jeez! Mama! Yeah, this is hard though. This is hard though. Yeah. Joe, move back. Move back with the camera. I want them to see my face. You see that? They keep saying Eli can't cook. Yay! This is proper. I'm scared to even drop this. Wow, look at that. They're telling me that I'm weak. She's basically saying I'm weak. All that muscle for nothing. Alright, so look at that. Really stir that. And then you twist it. And it's high heat, it's high temperatures. My goodness, I'm sweating already.
This is the mwamba de galinha. It's an aromatic Angolan chicken stew, flavored with garlic, chili, vegetables, and cooked in palm oil. It is lip-smacking good.
In there as well, and chicken. The fragrance you're getting from it, honestly, it's not as intense, it's quite subtle, but you can still get the palm oil coming through.
Feijão de óleo de palma.
What's it called?
Feijão
de
óleo de palma.
De óleo
de palma. And some sweet potatoes.
Woo! I'm excited. This is why we love Mama. This is why she runs the kitchen. Mama, I miss you. Every time I come in here, I feel like I'm home. You know what I mean? Thank God that I'm not working. Last time she made me work. So this is the funge.
Yeah, that's...
And it's made from semolina.
Yeah.
And powder, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the main, just one question, Mama.
Yeah.
What's the main ingredients when it comes to Angolan food? What is it?
It's the oil. Oil palma, palm oil.
Palm oil.
Yeah.
So it's the oil that really brings it all together.
Yeah.
I see.
So you do this every weekend?
No.
Twice a month?
Yeah.
And do you enjoy it? Are you enjoying cooking it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Does it take you? It takes you home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It takes her home. It takes her home back to Angola.
It's nice when people they come and they finish everything.
There you go. That's gonna be me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me. How important is Angolan cuisine in London?
Yeah. It's hard to come across and it's hard to find. And if you do find it, is that quality is not there, and that's the beauty about with my mom background, has secret sources. It's just another level, and yeah, it is important because again, Angola, for example, I was just talking to a customer of ours when the African Nations was on. You know, Angola went quite far, as well as Cape Verde as well, and we were doing the special Mwamba dishes and Angolan dishes during that period of time, and it was just going mental. It was crazy.
And I like the way you're doing it as well. You're introducing it.
Yes, slowly by a little bit.
Slowly, and then if it picks up and people are really demanding for it,
and then we'll be definitely on our main menu. You know, we sit down every 3 months to see what we might change on the menu or not, and yeah, and that's all we do. Heavy, and the spices as well. You got to eat with your hands, and if you're not crying while you're eating, you're not enjoying it.
Is that how you've preserved the tradition?
Definitely.
You can't eat it with a spoon.
No,
You know this dude not cooking, bro.
You gotta do it old
He's
school.
the one eating everything.
Here we are tucking into Otino's right now. Perfect meal for the type of weather that we're having. I'm telling you, it is cold outside, it's raining, and what you need is that when you're having a meal like this, you need something hearty, something comforting, something warm, home cooked, at a family-run business, and it doesn't get any better than this. Trust me, it doesn't get any better than this. So I'm having the funge with the Mwamba de Galinha. Come on, all right. The funge, like I said, is made from, it's made from semolina, and you know, you stir it until it thickens. All right, there you go, very firm. And then when you dip it in the sauce, you dip it in the sauce here. You see that? You dip it in the sauce. The funge soaks up all the sauce and it clings onto the funge. The sauce clings onto the funge, and then you munch it. And you're getting that big, bold, hearty flavor. It's good. It is really good. The palm oil. You can definitely taste the palm oil in it. It's really good. I mean, he said the chicken is tough. I mean, it's not that tough. It's still quite juicy, it's quite moist, it's quite succulent. It's not as tough as I thought it would be. You know, it's a different type of chicken. It's the male chicken. Hence why it's so big. But she's cooked it very well, because the tenderness of that chicken is gorgeous. It is really good. Really, really good.
Holy shit, fix that phone,
We're gonna
man.
have some beans. Yeah. Have it with the beans there as well. It's delicious, the beans. Again, cooked in that palm oil. It's got a little lovely bit of a bite to it, the beans. I really like the beans. Really, really like it.
I think he likes the beans.
It's really good. It's got a bite to it. A slight hint of saltiness, which is really good. It's got that silky smooth texture as well to go with it. It is big, bold flavors. A little warmth of love, family.
He's
It's
squeezing
homey.
the fuck out of that
It's
food.
traditional. It's Angola. Come on. It's punchy. It's in your face. It's unapologetic. It is boom, boom, boom. Angola. Here we are. And this is, again, a restaurant that is very good for the African community, for the general public of London, to come here and get the flavors of Angola. It's really good. Really, really good. Mama has kept to the traditions of Angolan cuisine by sticking to, the recipe, the traditional recipes, almost been passed down from generation to generation. And it's the palm oil, it's the okra is there as well. You can sense the texture of the sauce. It's got, I wouldn't say slimy, because slimy is like a negative word almost. It's got quite a slippery sort of texture, thin consistency, but it brings it all together. It holds it together. The okra holds the sauce together. So when you dip it in there, it clings onto the funge. It just holds onto it for dear life. And then when you munch it, it's nice, man. It's nice. Semolina. Mama, you've done a great job.
Yeah?
Oh, it's better than last time I had it. Honestly, Mama, this is better than last time I had it. Oh my gosh.
Getting better.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My African people, they came and you see?
They ate well. They ate well, yeah?
That's it. They're tired. Get them a mattress. Get them a bed. Mama, get them a bed. Let them sleep here. Oh, wow. Look at that. You see that? That's it. How you getting home? How? In my train. Good luck, man. Good luck. At least you're not driving. It's that type of meal. After this, you need your bed, bro. You need your bed after this meal, you know. You need to call for reinforcements. Call the Red Cross. Call the British, whatever foundation. Call the UN. Tell them to come carry me home, because this is what you call hearty, heavy-duty food. Swallow food. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. This is Angola.
Love that. That's how we do it.
Come on. What's next for Otinos?
So yeah, we're still pushing on.
These are the type of food I eat, bro. So I gotta give them a cool 8. Cool 8. You know what I'm saying? Go to the architecture. See it. Travel. Bro, what the fuck this guy doing, bro? Oh, this is crazy. Almost forgot about this part. It's the expensive area, bro. Top tourist destination. Damn.
Hello everyone and welcome to Explore Angola.
Oh,
For
what
several
the
years our
fuck?
team
Angola is realizing its tourism potential.
Damn, these are
The first
beautiful.
part of our journey takes us to the vast Namib Desert in the southwest. Then inland we'll explore the nature-rich Kuandu-Kubangu province. Its rivers feed the world-famous Okavango Delta. The Namib Desert runs from Angola through Namibia to South
You just make your own road?
Africa's Kalahari.
Holy
An impressive
shit.
feat of nature.
This is just beautiful.
Here in the Angolan pass, you can meet local tribes. And for accommodation, eco-lodges and luxury camping or glamping await.
What the fuck? Damn. They got it, bro.
Head further inland and you'll find something unique. Fertile lands, waterways and wildlife. Kuandu-Kubangu's rivers flow into the Okavango Delta, one of Earth's last wetland wildernesses.
This is what Wakanda wish they were, bro.
The National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project team spent years building up a scientific picture of them.
Damn.
For conservationists, Kuandu-Kubangu is special.
I think I found the spot where I want to stay for the rest of my life. It's just a very tranquil place, and I see a lot of potential in this area for tourism.
Next up, we're heading back to the coast in a thrilling 4x4 adventure. We'll enjoy some cracking scenery with a group of bikers, and we'll finish up in Lubito on a very special train. Angola was made for 4x4s, getting you to special places you may otherwise miss. These enthusiasts ending up where the
Holy
River
shit.
Onzu almost meets the ocean.
Damn.
For anyone who likes nature and doing off-road, Angola is an ideal country, excellent in all aspects.
Exploring on two
Damn.
roads is
This is insane shit, bro.
So-
You already know they get a 10, bro. They got all of them. If they don't get a 10, nobody gets a 10, bro. Holy shit. Damn.
Great way to discover Angola, stopping off at awesome places like the Miraduru Overlook.
It's a country that has an immense coastline. It's an inviting country. Angola is in fact a power, a hidden secret within regional African tourism.
Yo, is this dude like a corrupted dude, bro? Let me check it.
In regional African tourism.
Regional African.
And after all that biking, a night in a luxury lodge, the Mubanga are offering a beautiful rural retreat and a great atmosphere in the evening. You can also let the train take the strain in Angola, admiring the passing beauty from the brand new luxury Trail of Two Oceans. It's the first passenger service running from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania to Lobito in Angola.
From the east to the west of Africa, this is special. The reception in Angola was outstanding.
Crazy.
It was quite a trip, 15 days. And just everything was new, everything was different. And I'm just so impressed with how beautiful Angola is.
This is just bad optics, bro.
All our adventures.
The train.
To Lobito.
Just look at this bullshit, bro. This is just bad optics.
To the west of Africa, this is special. The reception in
Look at this. A crowd of Angolan natives.
Angola was outstanding.
Who's on the fucking train? Holy shit, bro.
It was quite a trip.
God damn.
And just everything was new, everything was different.
God damn. Alright, let's see this guy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like the architecture. Just
Welcome to Angola, a very beautiful, rich and fun country located in Africa. We are very known for our dance, kuduro, semba, kizomba and tarraxinha.
Angola, derived from the Kibundu word for king, Angola, the seventh largest country in Africa, which is divided into 18 provinces. It shares a border with 4 different countries in our Republic of Congo.
Very beautiful country, very beautiful people, delicious food, and also very smart and kind people.
weak ass buildings,
Angola is
bro.
growing and developing into a very beautiful country. You can explore Angola by visiting the capital, Luanda, other provinces like Namibia, Benguela, Wambu, Willa, and many other provinces in Angola. We have the second largest tropical forest in the whole world. It's named Floresta de Mayombe. It's located
Everyone has the second largest rainforest in the world.
in Cabinda. Our national animal is named Palanca Negra Gigante, which is translated to black
Oh, look at this majestic ass.
antelope. It's the last species of that animal, and you can only find it in Angola, in Malaysia. So please come visit Angola.
Oh, you know they got a
Angola
9
has
for
a
that.
population of 35 million
Majestic
people,
ass.
and 10 million they are here in Luanda, the capital city, the most expensive city in the world.
Why are you
Angola
smiling when saying that shit, bro? Holy shit.
It's one of the richest countries in the whole world. We have the second largest reserve of oil in the whole Africa, just after Nigeria. We also have a very young
50%
population,
under the poverty
beautiful
line.
ladies. And we just had the Miss Universe, which comes also from Angola in 2010, if I'm not mistaken.
Welcome Miss Universe 2011, Layla Lopez.
And you can also find some minerals like gold, diamonds, and all that you can imagine. We have some untouchable places
rich,
where
but
no
who's
one
taking
ever
the money?
went there.
Joe, I have traveled, but I've never seen this view anywhere in the world. Let me tell you something. I told you guys when God was creating other continents, he was kind of exhausted. Because all his time when he was creating this world, he took his time to create Africa for Africans. And I have been telling you that it's about time You explore Africa.
He not wrong.
Just to see
He not
these
wrong.
views, man. My goodness. Woo. I speak Portuguese. Whoa. What is this called? In Portuguese.
Uma maravilha que Deus fez. Coisa muito bonita.
I had bonita, so I'm just want to tell you that this view is bonita.
Bro, I heard bonita. What the fuck?
All this beauty that you see from here, it was built with the oil money. Bem-vindos a Angola.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave them a 10, bro. Holy shit.
Angola is a country of riches, beauty, and struggles. Angola was first settled by San hunter-gatherers before the Bantu people invaded the land. It was later colonized by the Portuguese, and on the 11th of November 1975, Angola gained its independence from Portugal after 14 years of bloody war struggles. After independence, Angola entered a long period of civil war that lasted until 2002, one of the longest civil wars in Africa, which killed over 500 to 800,000 people, and over 1 million people were internally displaced. This is the sad story of this beautiful country that you see today.
Have you ever met a nation more resilient? If your answer is no, then welcome to Angola, Rwanda.
I'm in Algeria, but I love this country too,
the
though.
question many ask themselves is, true, how is the Angolan culture? How is it in Angola? Well, I want to explain to you how Angola is, or in a vision of someone who has left the country and came back. Angolans are a nation that are fun and loving and so welcoming. And like I mentioned in my introduction, they are the most resilient people, because despite all odds and all struggles, and I mean financial struggles, our economy, we're talking about inflation, social, and many more aspects, Angolans never cease to give up, looking constantly to better their lives and better the lives of the people that they love. This is a nation that is awake, I would say, 24/7. We're talking about as mamães zungueiras. We're talking about the youth that live in far places but wake up early in the morning to go to school, to go to university, and so much more. I'm talking about you, my resilient people.
Hey, it's this dude again.
Why are they so happy this morning?
Why are they so happy?
Because God created a beautiful day for us, because we are alive, and so it's marvelous.
That's why they are just celebrating.
Yes.
Angola is one of the most expensive countries in the world.
How is life living in Luanda as a foreigner?
It is fun, exciting, full of color, full of culture. I can't explain it, it's too much. It is most expensive, one of the most expensive cities. I think top 3, Luanda is the most expensive.
For everyone, or just for expats like you?
For everyone, for everyone. Africans, for expats, for everyone.
Have you ever heard about our currency? In Angola, we use Kwanzaa, and our national language is Portuguese. So Portuguese is the #1 country in Angola, and sometimes you would ask yourself, how do you say hello? Olá, boa tarde is hello, good afternoon. Olá, bom dia is hi, good morning. In closing this chapter, it is so thrilling to know that young Africans are coming together to show you a different view or a different aspect of Africa. We are so tired of the old folks' tale that Africa is bad and Africa is a country never to visit. And in this chapter of Luanda, Angola, we are showing you that Africa is truly a wonder and a beauty in the eyes of the beholder, and you are that beholder.
Hey. I don't know if I like the fucking buildings though. It's kind of like shitty.
I'm so.
Now look at this. The petroleum, gas, and mineral ministry. They got all the money. They building this bullshit. You take all the money in the country and you build this bullshit. Brother, don't fucking play, bro. Holy shit. I don't know,
and
man.
As an African beholder, I'm so glad
all that
I
money.
went on a journey to change the narrative of Africa. Anytime I found myself in a new African country, I get super excited. You know why? Not just because of you, but I get a chance to change my perception that I also had about my own continent. Listen, if I did not decide to go on a journey to showcase the beauty of Africa, this beauty right here would have been hidden.
Damn.
You know what? In Angola, we say hola because they speak Portuguese in here. But let me ask you, have you ever seen this part of Angola anywhere? Believe it or not, this is the Africa that they've been hiding from you. Yes, I'm not here to tell you that everything in Angola is perfect, but I'm also letting you know that places like this,
damn, it doesn't even look good from down here.
Exist in Africa.
Welcome to Angola, people. We are in Luanda. As you see, I have the sea at my right. I have beautiful skyscrapers at my left. This is our
that's beautiful though. They got one.
City. Here you'll find good music, good people. You have really, really, really good time here. And I'm sure that you will love this country. Welcome to Angola.
In Portuguese, we say isto é lindo. It means this is so beautiful. Like I'm an African and I don't believe that this is Luanda, Angola. My goodness, I mean, this is where the big boys chill. This is where they have all their fun. And can you see it? Come closer. Come closer. This is more like a dock for yachts in Angola. It's more like a club where people come in here to park their yachts. I mean, as an African, do you know that something like this exists in Luanda? That's amazing, man. You don't think it's super cool to see people owning yachts in here?
It's very cool, man.
Damn, man, these are Angolans, bro.
Yeah,
like this are, so look at that. These are private people living their best life. They're living around the ocean, so they just want to make sure they live in the ocean life.
And they have a good life.
Let's pray we own a yacht someday.
He gotta practice his rich laugh.
They say traveling is the best teacher ever, and it's so true. The more you travel, the more you see similarities in different countries that you go to. Hi man, how are you? Oh wow, that's so cool, man. You know what, if you have been to Maputo, Mozambique, it looks exactly the same as Luanda, Angola. Why do I say so? the acacia trees. If you go to Maputo, you will see acacia trees everywhere. It's exactly the same thing in here. When you go to Maputo, the way of building in Maputo is exactly the same way in Luanda. And I'm here walking in the streets. It gives me a vibe of being in Maputo. Wow. This is really beautiful, man. I know and believe that this is not your everyday Africans that you always see them on TV. I mean, it's kind of like beautiful to see young black kids learning how to skate, man. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. This should
falling
carry,
in love
bro.
with this beautiful city. It's a busy, bustling city, so full of life. People are living their best life in this city, even though I think it's the most. Hey, what's up? Wato. You see, everybody is living a happy life. But one thing that I really adore in this city that I wish we can replicate in my country is the fact that ordinary people come here, sit down.
Damn,
This
they
is
got
like
good city
like
planning,
a green
though.
city, right? So
This
you
is
see
nice.
behind me, these are trees. I mean, let me tell you something. I love the fact that Luanda is a green city. Wherever you see a building, you see countless of trees around it, which means whenever you take care of nature, nature will also take care of you. And that's what is happening in Luanda. But one thing that I really enjoy the most in this beautiful city is the fact that wherever you go in the city, there are gardens like this for ordinary people to come and sit and just talk to their loved one. But hey, if you don't know, Luanda is a love city. Everyone in here is in love with somebody. It's rather unfortunate
What
that
the fuck does
I'm
that
not in
even
love at the
mean,
moment,
bro?
because everywhere I go, it's either they're kissing or they are romancing in every corner in this city. So if you don't know, welcome to the love city in Africa.
This dude just fucking putting names, bro.
It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon and we are on our way to
Musulu Island!
You know, I'm always scared using boats in Africa, but as soon as they're gonna tell me that I have my life jacket, I'm good to go.
Yeah, of course.
What is so unique about that island?
Well, it's a very tropical island with beautiful people and beautiful water, very clean water.
Let's go check it
That's
out.
what we like.
She's so scared, so I have to hold her hands. You know, she's from Angola, I have to hold her hands. Oh wow, what a beautiful island with so many beautiful houses and an exclusive resort. I feel like this is a paradise on its own. The beaches in here are super clean, and I feel like it's exclusive in here because I see less people on the beach in here as compared to beaches in Luanda.
Holy shit, this is that rich people area, bro. Yeah, of course, bro. You doing this in a socialist country, bro? You blocking off a fucking beach? This what you do?
Another day in Angola, we found ourselves at Calendula chasing one of the tallest and the largest waterfall. And you know I love waterfalls. I cannot come in here without. Whoa!
Damn!
Whoa! My goodness! Wow! Woo! Look at that!
Damn, he's right there. Nah, they gotta put like a area over here, bro, so you can go in.
an incredible view, man. Listen, I will repeat myself. When God was creating the earth, he made sure that he spent all the 6 days in Africa. He made sure that this waterfall is in Angola, one of the biggest and the tallest waterfalls in Africa.
Holy
Welcome
shit.
to the Calendula Falls. Man, I feel like crying, bro.
This dude, bro. I gotta like this. I get this a 2, bro. This shit ass, bro. They can't build fucking cool looking. This just shit, bro. Do better, man. Build something cool. But the I gotta give this an 11, bro. Holy shit. This too beautiful. It's only 111. So if someone else got a better one, I might have to knock Angola down to 10. It's a sad, sad truth, but only 111. This concludes the Supreme Leader's state visit to Angola, this beautiful, beautiful land with kind of fucked up people. Because how is it that you're a socialist country with 52% poverty? Huh? And you have the most expensive city? What the fuck? How do you live with that? But hey, might be because it's only been 2 generations or 1 generation since the fucking Civil War. You know, it kind of got destroyed by just foreign countries and just power hungry motherfuckers. But inshallah one day Angola is gonna be insane, rich, beautiful because of this, man. This like, what the fuck, man. This is just too beautiful, bro. Holy shit. And this, where that boy at? And this, bro. Holy fucking shit. Damn. Too beautiful. I'll see you again soon, Angola. Goodbye.